Dawn in Boumetiam brought the first light creeping over the eastern hills. The sky above was painted in hues of orange and violet. Nestled amidst whispering bamboo forests and babbling brooks, the village stirred awake. This was no ordinary dawn. The air hummed with anticipation. Today, Laya, a young woman heavy with child, would fulfill the ancient ritual of her people, the ritual of laying her eggs. Boumetiam was a village steeped in ancient magic, a place where spirits whispered secrets to the wind and the earth pulsed with a life force all its own. The villagers lived in harmony with this magic, which was woven into the fabric of their existence. Laya, chosen for this sacred duty, prepared herself inside her hut. Her face reflected a mixture of nervousness and quiet determination. As the sun climbed higher, bathing Boumetiam in its golden light, a procession began. Laya, draped in ceremonial robes of woven scarlet and gold, emerged from her hut. She walked with a slow, measured gait, each step pregnant with meaning. The villagers, their faces etched with reverence and expectation, fell into step behind her. The procession moved through the village like a living, breathing entity. It was a vibrant tapestry of colorful clothes, the scent of incense and the murmur of prayers. The elders, their faces etched with wisdom gathered over countless seasons, led the way, their chants weaving a path through the throng. The journey culminated at the edge of the village, where a circle of ancient stones stood sentinel. This was the sacred egg-laying circle, a place imbued with the potent magic of generations past.
I can feel the magic all around me. This is my destiny, my purpose.
Laya, guided by the steady hand of the village midwife, entered the circle. She took her place on a bed of soft moss and leaves. The ritual began. The midwife, her voice a low rhythmic chant, guided Laya through the throes of her unique labor. The villagers watched, their faces a tapestry of emotions, hope, anxiety, and above all, a deep sense of shared destiny. The first egg arrived, bathed in a soft, pearly light. It emerged smoothly, a perfect oval of moonstone, pulsing with a gentle warmth. A collective sigh of relief tinged with awe swept through the crowd. The midwife, her face creased with a smile, cleaned the egg with trembling hands before placing it carefully in a basket lined with the softest down. The second egg followed soon after, identical to the first, radiating the same gentle warmth. Hope bloomed in the hearts of the villagers. 2 healthy eggs. The future of Boumetiam was secure, but as Laya strained once more, a hush fell over the crowd. The air crackled with a sudden, unexpected energy. And then the third egg came. Unlike the others, this egg was different. It was etched with veins of darkness, its smooth surface marred by an unnatural chill. Panic spread through Boumetiam like wildfire. The elders, their faces etched with worry, gathered in the shadow of the oldest banyan tree. This was the Council of Whispers, a gathering reserved only for times of great crisis. The third egg, pulsating with an unsettling energy, lay on a bed of leaves in their midst.
We must destroy it immediately. This egg is cursed, a harbinger of ill fortune for Boumetiam.
No, we must be cautious. To destroy an egg, even one so clearly different, goes against every fiber of our being.
The debate raged for hours. Some argued for the immediate destruction of the egg. Others, their voices laced with fear, pleaded for caution. Laya, though weak, refused to remain silent. She had recovered enough to join the council, her arms protectively wrapped around the basket containing the 2 normal eggs.
This is my child, she declared, her voice hoarse but firm. You will not harm it.
Her defiance took the council aback. Never before had a chosen woman challenged the wisdom of the elders, but Laya was resolute. She could feel a connection to the third egg, a bond as strong as the one she felt for the other 2.
We must find a compromise. Let it remain, but we will keep it separate, isolated from the other 2, watched closely for any sign of the evil we fear it possesses.
The council, torn between tradition and Laya's unyielding love, reached an uneasy compromise. They would allow the third egg to remain, but it would be kept separate, isolated from the other two, watched closely for any sign of the evil they feared it possessed. Weeks turned into months. The two normal eggs, incubated in the sacred circle under the watchful eyes of the village, thrived. The third egg, kept isolated in a cave outside the village, remained a source of anxiety and fear. Laya, true to her word, visited it every day, whispering words of comfort and love to the being within.
You are loved, little one. No matter what, you are loved.
Then, on a night when the moon hung low and heavy in the sky, the first two eggs hatched. Two healthy infants, a boy and a girl, emerged, their cries music to the ears of the villagers. Joy swept through Boomatiam, momentarily eclipsing the fear that clung to them like a shroud.
Look at them, Leia. Our children so perfect.
But even as they celebrated, the ground trembled. A low, guttural growl echoed from the cave outside the village. The third egg was hatching. The villagers watched in horrified fascination as a creature unlike anything they had ever seen before clawed its way into the world. It was reptilian, with glistening scales and eyes that glowed with an unnatural light.
Ka. I will name you Ka, after the mythical serpent that was said to be the guardian of forgotten magic.
Laya, her heart torn between love and terror, took the creature into her arms. It was her child, no matter how different, how monstrous it appeared. The village, however, was not so accepting. They looked upon Ka with fear and suspicion. Whispers of curses and ill omens followed the creature wherever it went.
This is not right. That thing will bring ruin upon us all.
As Ka grew, so did the unease in Boomatiam. The creature, while cared for by Leia, remained an outcast. The other children, initially curious, now avoided Ka, their parents' fear proving contagious. Even the village animals kept their distance, sensing something unsettling about the creature.
Look at our crops. They're withering. The streams are drying up. This is all because of that creature.
The crops began to wither. The streams that crisscrossed the village, once teeming with fish, ran dry. The whispers of spirits that had always been a comforting presence in Boomatiam were replaced by an unnatural silence. Leia, blinded by her love for her child, refused to see the truth.
Ka is not responsible for this. He is just a child, my child.
But even she couldn't ignore the way the creature's eyes seemed to glow brighter with each passing day, or the unsettling sense of wrongness that clung to it like a shroud. The villagers, their patience wearing thin, began to murmur. They spoke in hushed tones of banishing Ka, of sending it back to the darkness from which it had come.
We must act before it's too late. This creature will destroy us all.
Leia knew she couldn't protect her child forever. The village was on the brink of chaos. One evening, as the sky turned a bruised purple, a storm gathered on the horizon. It wasn't the gentle monsoon rain that usually nourished Boomatiam, but a swirling vortex of black clouds, crackling with unnatural energy. The wind howled through the village, tearing at roofs and whipping the leaves of the trees into a frenzy.
What is happening? This storm, it's not natural.
As the villagers cowered in their huts, a blood-curdling scream pierced the night. It was Laya. She stumbled out of her hut, her face a mask of terror, and pointed a trembling finger at the sky.
Ka, look at Ka.
Ka, perched on the roof of her hut, its eyes burning brighter than ever, was feeding the storm. Tendrils of dark energy snaked out from the creature, merging with the swirling vortex above. The villagers watched in horror as the storm, fueled by Ka's power, grew in intensity. The very earth beneath their feet seemed to tremble.
This is it. Our worst fears have come true. Ka is a harbinger of darkness.
This was no ordinary storm. This was something born of darkness, something ancient and terrible. As the first raindrops, heavy as stones, began to fall, the villagers knew their worst fears had been realized. And as the storm raged, swallowing Boomatiam in its fury, they could only hope that they would survive the night.